Okay, today I'm going to show you my journey through orchid propagation through seeds. This plant doesn't have a seed pod right now, but its flower spike is coming up. Let me focus in right there in the middle of the camera. It's coming up on the side of that leaf. And hopefully I'll be able to propagate this one soon, if I can find another one to pollinate it, because it is not self-pollinating. So today I'm going to show you how to do the germination media for the seeds. I get the media off of eBay. I think it's $3.50 for a liter of media. And if you just search on eBay orchid seed germination media, it'll come up, and shipping's $2.50. This is just for seeds though, and it also contains the gelling agent, which makes it a whole lot simpler. I do have extra agar powder, and I add a little in just because I do have a problem with it not gelling right, but I did a batch and it seemed to work, and I didn't have to add any extra, so I haven't been lately. So that'll pop up on eBay. It has good reviews, so I would just use this. It comes pre-packaged, pre-mixed. It's $3.50. It's really cheap, and it makes a lot of jars. For my jars, I'm just using autoclavable, I guess probably 100 milliliter jars. I don't think it matters. You can do it, I've seen people do it in plastic tubs. They just stick it in the microwave. I've seen people do it in little vials and autoclave it. I just use these jars because they were easy to get. Oh, it is 100 milliliters. And they're really heavy duty. Let me show you. The walls are really thick on them. And they don't want to break easy. And then the screws are airtight. So to mix it, I'm not going to mix a batch up right now. I'm just going to show you how I do it. First I take a big pan and I fill it with water, so it would have water in here. And I do it till it's almost boiling, or right after it boils. I'll put a little more than a liter in, so it can evaporate a little. Then I'll pour the media in, and since it's really hard to mix if you don't have the right stir bar and hot plate and all that, I just use a blender, whatever this is, only one thing in it, and I put it on the lowest setting and I just mix it around until it's frothy, and then I'll take it out and do it some more. And then to make sure it's well mixed, I'll take a white spoon, or just something white, because it is dark black. I'll take something white and put it down in there, and if I can't see any chunks, I'll pour it. But I'll pour it into a little container so it's easier to pour from. And then I pour it into the jars. I'll put about a ½ an inch in there. And from the jars, I'll put some foil on top of the lids, and I'll stick it into my pressure cooker. This is just a $20 pressure cooker. It makes sterilizing a lot easier. It has a lot of room. I can do, I think, 10 jars in here. And again, $19 from Walmart, and it sterilizes everything. I put about an inch of water in there, and once it starts steaming off, this will spin really slowly and let steam out, so it holds 15 psi. And I do that for 10 minutes, I think. And once they come out of here, because I do so many jars, I need to do a couple batches. I'll take the jars with the foil still on top and put it in a little tiny cooler that I just have a bleach solution down in the bottom. And I'll wipe down the edges with the bleach solution and just put it in there for them to cool down and harden. So I can do a couple different pressure cooking batches at a time. Or you could, if you don't want to make too many, you can do ½ a liter, so just cut this in half, do a couple jars, and then put it in here and just let them cool down in the pressure cooker. It's probably more sterile. I just don't have the room to do that. But if you do, it'd be great. and better than the way I do it. So after they come out of the pressure cooker or the cooler and have cooled down, they'll gel. And you can see I still leave the foil on the top, but they'll gel, and it's pretty thick gel. I have a whole bunch over here that are left. I let them sit out for 4 days, and if they do have any spores around them in the jars themselves, the spores will grow, and you can see and discard the media in the jar and just reuse the jar. This is the best way to do it because you do not want to use the jars right away because you will not know if there's spores in there. And if you put your orchid seed in contaminated media, then it's basically wasting that seed. So you want to wait a couple days and just let the jars sit out. The next video I will be putting the orchid seeds in the jar. I'll show you how to do that. I have a really cheap setup, $10 tote from Walmart with holes cut in it, bleached everything, a couple UV flashlights I got from Home Depot, a syringe, peroxide. I'm trying a new treatment. I've been using the 5% bleach solution to sterilize my seed, but this time I'm going to use hydrogen peroxide, 3%. It says on the back, 3% right there. And if you put these in the jars, you don't have to wash the seeds after you use the hydrogen peroxide. You can pour it right in the jars, and you put the jars under a bright light for 16 hours, and that hydrogen peroxide breaks down into water and hydrogen, which is safe for the jars. So next time I do a video, I'll show you guys how to do that. I get the seed off of eBay from just seed dealers. I like the fresh seed that's done this year, so 2013. It's not very hard to do. The hardest thing is going to be washing the seed and just keeping everything sterile. But so far, from the seeds I have done, there's been no contamination with the way I do it. So if you want to just follow the way I do it, I would highly recommend it. You can do it your own. I'm just trying to help you if you're new, like I am. I did not find that many videos on it, so I'm trying to help everybody out. So this is how you make the media. I would highly recommend the pre-made media off of eBay. It's 1 liter, which makes probably 50 of these jars. And you can see, like, that's a pretty small amount. And I had so much, I had to go back and fill even more in the jars. So if you have any questions or comments, please post below, and I'll try to get back to you guys. Good luck.